Good evening. Anytime we go into a theater, in a cinema, movie theater, or into a play, or ballet, or opera, whatever, circus, we take a little trip, an adventure. And so tonight I'd like to ask you to join me in a little trip back in time to Vienna, Austria. 1899, December the 31st, New Year's Eve, the dawn of the 20th century. If you have studied history, you may know a little bit about Vienna at the time. It was the center of not just musical and cultural Europe, it was the center of political Europe. The Habsburg dynasty had been in power since 1276 through the Holy Roman Empire, the Napoleonic Wars, etc., etc. And they had formed sort of a United States of Europe, which had lasted for 600 years, with 12 different nationalities and 21 different languages, if you can imagine. At the time of New Year's Eve, 1899 to 1900, things were spinning out of control. And all over Europe, there was a feeling that it can't really go on like this anymore. To help us with our little trip back to Vienna, let's look over at this screen and we'll see Franz Joseph, Kaiser Franz Joseph I, Emperor Francis Joseph. He was the last great Habsburg who became Emperor of Austria-Hungary and the Holy Roman Empire in 1848. He died in 1916, November of 1916, in the middle of World War I. And over here we have Kaiserin, the Empress Elizabeth, his wife, who was a beloved figure, who was murdered in 1899 in Geneva. She was stabbed to death by an Italian dissident, because at the time, the northern half of Italy belonged to Austria-Hungary, as did all of what we knew as Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, most of Poland, most of Germany, and in times before that, all of the Netherlands, Spain. So it was a huge, huge empire. So things were starting to spin out of control. Nobody could foresee what the 20th century was going to bring. But everybody knew that it was going to be the end of life as most Western countries, Western Christian civilization had known. And indeed, that's what happened. So between 1900 and 1910, I'm going to list a handful of people who lived in Vienna, and that gives you an idea of the energy, what was going on there. Vladimir Lenin lived there. Joseph Stalin lived there. Sigmund Freud lived there. Arnold Schoenberg lived there. Great composer, very modern composer. Richard Strauss lived there. Adolf Hitler lived there. Gustav Klimt, painter, lived there. Otto Dix lived there, and on and on and on. Vienna was the center of Europe, not just for music and for painting, but politically and historically. This was really where everything happened. And this kettle was starting to boil. But the aristocracy ignored it, as in most cases throughout history. And the 20th century, when we look back at it now, paid the price. So, forget all of that seriousness. Let's go to the frivolous side of 1899, New Year's Eve. We find ourselves in the living room of the Villa Eisenstein. Baron Gabriel von Eisenstein. He's a very wealthy stockbroker and banker. He's not a very balanced person. He goes off and blows his top regularly. But everybody knows that, and they humor him. Especially his dear wife, Rosalinda. She's reading a book, sitting on the sofa, looking very calm and serene. She's nervous as all get out. Her husband is 2 hours late. Why does he have to be home now? He's going to be arrested for, unscrupulous dealings at his stock brokerage. He's supposed to serve 5 days, and she's very nervous about his tardiness. Oh, I forgot. Tenor. He's off in the boudoir, shall we say, of Rosalinda von Eisenstein. They are having a little liaison, to put it mildly. She's grown tired of that. She wants to get rid of him. She'd rather have gotten rid of him before her husband comes home, but, well, that just didn't work out. In the meantime, her maid, Adele, yeah, she's pretending to clean. We've seen that before. Adele, however, is also antsy, eager to get out of here. She received an invitation this evening to a ball, to a soiree, to a party, New Year's Eve party, at the home of Villa Prince Orlovsky, a very mysterious figure, but we'll get to him later. So, as Adele figures out in her mind how to get out of here, how to persuade her boss to please give her the weekend off, or at least the night off, so she can go to this party, she pretends to clean. Soon, all of this is going to turn into a real boiling over kettle of fish. I'll let you watch.
Who is singing? It's not bad. Sounds almost professional. Yes. In fact, it reminds me of... Wait a minute. Could it be? My poor sick. No. Really. Dying. Dear aunt. Oh, I would be more than grateful if I could have the night off.
That lousy, no-good, rotten tenor.
He said it was in Italy. Italy? Oh, no. She's sick. She's not in Italy.
I can't allow this to continue. Imagine, Italy.
No, no, not Italy. But very, very sick. I would be more than grateful. Just one night off.
That louse.
Well, I'll admit, she wasn't the kindest of aunts, but nonetheless.
Where are you off to now?
To visit my aunt, who is at death's door, and not in Italy.
Whichever door she's knocking upon.
Yes, go.
Wouldn't it be nice if all cleaning ladies sang so well? Well, we just heard our tenor once again with his turtle dove. It's about time that we met our leading player, Baron Gabriel von Eisenstein. Yes, the one who blows his top all the time. He's 2 hours late to be taken off to jail. But before he can be taken off to jail, he has to be home so that the jail warden can come and arrest him, right? Yes. Wait, oh, wait, what? Oh, horse and carriage. I hear it. Do you hear it? Hear it? Yeah. Yes, you hear it. Rosalinda rushes to the window. Looks. Oh dear. She sees her husband coming. She's got to face this and fast. Get rid of the tenor. Get rid of the maid. Oh, that's done. Wait, somebody else with him? Yes, I knew it. His bumbling lawyer, the stuttering Dr. Blint, was going to surely screw up everything from top to bottom and everything in between. Oh dear. Businessmen and their attorneys. Let's see what happens.
When these lawyers don't deliver, they must sell you down the river. My attorney is a clown. Quiet down. All he did when he defended was to get my term extended. And it's he who let me down. Let me down.
Let you down. He let you down.
Yes, he's the biggest fool in town. It's not true, you soon will see.
What shall I say? Explain to me.
Listen to me.
First I learn listen to me.
How dare you say another word for such a thing? There's no explaining. I can't believe you are complaining.
They don't say what will you hear.
My lawyer got me in the suit. You treat me like a dick. You're only talking Tommy Rock. Your temper is too hot. You drive me mama mad. You'll lose your head. You are a charlatan. You are no gentleman. You are the only one to blame. You have a people's scatterbrain.
Makes the precious voice your other choice. I would suggest disappear, or they will be disappear.
I would suggest to disappear, but they will be so scandal here.
It would be lost, oh, my sweet, I beg from you. God has spoken, that is true. If I please, if you surrender, you can set the matter straight.
5 days, do you say? Now it is 8. They made my sentence 3 days longer. This awful mess is all his fault. This very day I must appear. If I don't know, they will come here.
I must admit it.
You see,
Oh, my darling, I exile on myself. Time I say that will console. What shall I do without you?
when these lawyers fuss and blunder, one is sold right out from under. It's enough to drive me mad.
It is really bad.
Who is bad? It's enough to drive me mad. When your prison term is through, we shall go to court and sue. Then I'll show you all the painful life. I'm emphatic, problematic, unfanatic, I'm fanatic, I'm emetic, apathetic, alphabetic, anesthetic, I'm tenacious, disputatious, I'm tenacious, I'm malicious, I'm attractive, recollect. That's enough, that's enough. I'm prolific, scientific. You know what I am terrific. You may bleed and on you all day long. No matter what you do, you're wrong. You'll never win a single case. You'll never win. She should be today. You should put it on yourself and go to every single place. Lose your coat, lose your coat. All your days are painting and it must get my term extended. Be a
Excuse me.
I thought you'd left for Italy.
No matter. Dr. Folka has arrived.
Terrific. I'll be in my boudoir.
A few words about Dr. Falke. Dr. Falke is quite a man about town and has cut a wide swath through the ladies of Vienna. He happens to be Baron von Eisenstein's oldest and dearest friend. Probably the most self-confident gent in all of Vienna. The reason he's here tonight is to weave his web a little bit further. I'll get to that later. But he needs to persuade his friend Baron von Eisenstein to go to the party at Prince Orlovsky. He's also the secret behind the invitation sent to Adele, the maid, to go to this soiree, this New Year's Eve party at Prince Orlovsky's. It's a whole tangled web that we'll see weave and unweave before the evening is over.
Boo. Yes, Dr. Falk. I received your letter. This soiree, it's very, very tempting, but far, far, far too risky, even if escorted by a bat. Don't be silly. You can check into jail tomorrow morning. And besides, Prince Orlovsky begged me to invite only the most brilliant, dashing, and intelligent people. And this would naturally include you. Well, yes, of course, naturally. And your practical jokes never fail to liven things up. But I must insist on one condition. Yes, that I may call you Marquis Renard on holiday from Paris, n'est-ce pas? Remember, Marquis Renard, it is very important. It's the only way to avoid severest prosecution. Anyway, it's better than being called Mr. Butterfly. Come now, who would remember? That was several years ago. And furthermore, we don't hold grudges. Now do we, Mr. Bat? Of course not. Now tell me, do you still have that priceless gold pocket watch which never fails to dazzle the ladies? Yes, of course. Right here. You promise it to everyone. But give it to none. Wunderbar, then I'll count on you. Come along to the ball, it will raise your morale. Jail can wait, why should you worry? There's no need for such a hurry. You have time for one more spree. Come and have some fun with me. You and me, the whole ballet, all the pretty ballerinas, mademoiselles and signorinas, they're so lovely and petite. My dear fellow, what a treat, what a treat. With blondes and brunettes we will dance and dine and shower confetti and revel in wine. In fun and flirtation the hours will fly. It's one invitation you won't pass by. And in at a party like this can't fail to put you in shame for your term in jail. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. But Rosalinda must never know. Kiss her good night and all will go. Say farewell, my pretty kitten. No, my lambkin I shall save, my sweetest lambkin. Sweetest lambkin, while she's sleeping peacefully, I will be the wolf, and come with a collar of dark instead of two genuine bark. With me on a heavenly lark, with you on a heavenly lark. I'll present you as a distinguished foreigner. Your name will be Marquis Renard. No one will be one bit the wiser. Say yes.
Well, I might be persuaded.
You must.
But if
Now don't be a coward. You owe it to yourself, oh boy.
you are right, you are right, you are absolutely
You
right.
will have a delightful time.
Since I'm doing time for another crime, I might as well add one more to the list. How can I resist? Let's go with you.
This chance is really too good to be true.
To a sovereign for kings, we shall go with hearts delighted. Lovely women are invited, everybody laughs and sings. La 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 la. Lovely women are invited, everybody laughs and
Houston?
Aber natürlich.
Alfred, what are you doing here? You see what just happened? It was too close for comfort.
Precisely why I am here, darling.
You must leave at once. And what are you doing in my husband's smoking jacket?
Making myself at home with his smoking jacket and his wife.
Indeed, his wife. Enter Frank, the jail warden. That's a real tough character, let me tell you. He's come to arrest Baron von Eisenstein, who has a 5-day sentence, which has just turned into 8 due to Dr. Blint, attorneys. However, when Frank, the jail warden, comes in, he has no idea who this character is in a very elegant smoking jacket, very expensive smoking jacket. He assumes, of course, with the nice wife in her dressing gown, that it's Baron von Eisenstein. And why shouldn't it be? Take a look now what happens.
My carriage is waiting below, and I hope you will offer me no resistance. Drink, my darling, drink to